Did you just hairspray yourself with DEET?
They just bit my neck.
Did they?
Yeah. They don't give a shit.
Mother. I'm Winston Stozel.
And I'm Matthew Time.
For over a decade, we've lived in southern China,
Making YouTube videos that give outsiders a unique insight into Chinese culture.
having already conquered the south. We're going out of our comfort zones
Into the north.
We're shipping our bikes all the way to Qingdao.
From there, we'll ride for 40 days across 5 provinces, covering 10,000 kilometers on one of the most grueling and punishing rides we've ever done.
From the beautiful coastlines of Shandong,
To the vast open grasslands of Inner Mongolia.
skirting around one of the world's most sensitive borders.
Let's not get shot today, guys.
Until we reach China's northernmost point, Mohe.
We'll be immersing ourselves in traditional cultures,
Delving deeper into the country's hidden history.
You know, this is just built so tough they couldn't destroy it. Tasting some of the wildest food we've ever tried.
It moves in your mouth and you bite it.
People think of China as just one country.
But the North couldn't be any more different than the South.
As you'll discover,
In conquering northern China.
depending on the ride, like if we had, say, a 300k ride, then we'd have to stop a certain amount of time because you have to portray the length of the ride through the shots.
Right.
But one thing that I must say that nobody seems to know is how much effort that is. You think, oh, let's just take a little zoom right past. No, we have to sit there in the boiling sun. It's usually like midday. The flies and stuff that come out of these forests and to come and attack you.
They consume you.
These flies, they call them xiameng.
Yeah, deer flies in English.
Are they really?
Yes, they are deer flies. They're freaking deer flies.
Okay, whatever they are, they suck.
Right.
They're xiameng.
Not a fan.
And they won't leave you alone. They're just absolutely terrible. They just bite you and land on you and they buzz around and they don't stop. They're relentless. They're just awful.
They bite.
Yeah, and they're pretty big. And they're mixed with like wasps and stuff too around here. There's wasps, bees, and xiameng. Yeah, that looks about right.
Deer fly.
Yeah, it's a deer fly. Did you just hairspray yourself with DEET?
They just bit my neck.
Did they?
Yeah. They don't give a shit.
No, they're everywhere.
They don't give a shit about this stuff.
They're like hardcore.
Look at the size of these things. No, there it is. It landed on the exhaust pipe and burned itself. I
Are you
think.
serious? It burned itself on my exhaust. Either way, I'd like to get out of these flies and crack on to our final destination. This is, we've come a long way, dude.
Absolutely. Let's go and hit Mohe. Yeah, you've got gnats, you've got flies, you've got bees, you've got wasps, and they just start buzzing around you like crazy. So you're being pestered by these things. It's the midday sun. You have to wait for traffic to disappear on both sides. Then you have to do the shot. You ride past. Zoom. Okay, great. Now we have to do it from another angle. Set up a different camera. Zoom. Do it one more time. Okay, let's get the drone out and do that again. So every time we stopped would be, I'd say, a minimum of half an hour. And
Minimum.
And there was a couple of times where it was like 2 hours.
Right.
Rick, are you ready? Rick's ready, I'm ready. Go. Either side of us, remember? At a decent pace. You ready? Coming. Come on.
Today's video is brought to you by Surfshark. Why use a VPN? Well, if you're not using a VPN, you are actually making a massive mistake. In this day and age, with all of the nonsense that goes on the internet, you need protection.
When you connect to one of many, many different Surfshark servers around the world, not only are you keeping all of your data safe and anonymous, but you're also going to get access to whatever the internet in that country has. For example, if there's some shows that are blocked or not available on Netflix in your country, then maybe you can go swap over to a different country and see if it's available there. Oftentimes, it is. What I can tell you is that when we use Surfshark VPN, we don't have to worry about losing any speed or anything because it's fast and easy to use as you connect to the server that offers the best speed by default. If you go to surfshark.deals/ADVChina, you're going to get a massive discount off of a 2-year plan. But not only that, because of the Black Friday deal, you're going to get up to 6 months for free. So don't forget to go help support the channel and go to surfshark.deals/ADVChina.
So you've got like literally hours of these side of the road shoots. You get to your destination and then we have to go out straight away and go and film whatever activity. Like if we arrive at the Mongolian yurts, for instance, now we got to go meet them and go and set up the yurt and all this stuff, and you're tired and you just want to sleep, but that's how it works.
That's, I mean, life on the road, and that's filming, and I think a lot of people don't realize that. It's like, you said it well, but just think about this, 2 hours in the sun, in over 100-degree Fahrenheit heat, getting consumed by insects, like you said. But then, in the end, you get like 10 or 15 seconds of footage.
If that.
So when you watch those scenes, when you go back and watch this again, look at those scenes where Winston and I are going down like a lone road, and it's peaceful and gentle and calm and beautiful, and you want to be in that moment, don't you? No, you don't. You don't want to be in that moment because it took 2 hours in the bloody heat.
What's so funny?
I might have to do a river crossing to fetch the drone.
Are you serious?
He was fucking above the river and all of a sudden it just said landing. And then he's fucking ready to land in the river.
Well done. Cool.
When we were in Liaoning province, there was another near drone miss. Actually, we were really fighting for the time then. We knew that we had a couple hundred more kilometers to go, and we knew that we were going to lose daylight. It's going to be freezing cold. Either way, we knew that we could not miss this shot because this place, this village, is absolutely beautiful.
Gorgeous.
And Mark took the drone up, and I don't think he put a fresh battery in.
Yeah, no, I was like, put a fresh one in. He's like, oh, no, it's fine. It's still got some in there. I'm like, okay.
So anyway, we're doing these follow shots, and every time you see these beautiful shots of me and Winston kind of driving along, and there's a camera following us to the side, that's the drone. What Mark did was shoot it up over this pretty tumultuous river.
Yeah.
And it ended up dying, but ended up dying just inches from the riverside, basically, and it went on the other side of the river. Now, unfortunately, they can't really swim across that river, and when I was talking to the local people there, Rick was filming me, and they were freaking out. They're like, tell your friend right now, do not cross that river. He's gonna die. Don't cross the river. And we know a lot of Chinese people can't swim, so that's probably where their fear stemmed from, but Mark just traipsed down through that river. He took his shoes off and he went right over like a little river boy.
He basically flew it across the river and it landed and ran out of battery. So he's taken his shoes off and he's crossing the river now. And right now everyone in the village is absolutely spazzing out saying he's gonna drown because it's way faster and deeper than he's used to. So we're gonna find out. I'm gonna watch him from here. And yeah, just hope for the best.
This one looks way more dangerous. Let's see if we can make it. Don't fall over, mate. Don't fucking fall over. Bear Grylls style. That's actually looking pretty dangerous. I mean, it's not a deep river. You can only swim to shore. He's gotta be fucking freezing in there. How's he gonna come back with a drone? Oops. Sorry. Nice! Spider mark, spider mark.
This guy says that Mark is especially talented because he made it across. If these old men that live here their whole lives thinks it's dangerous, then it probably is a little dangerous.
I think a lot of people ask and wonder if we're safe, especially our families and wives and things like that, and of course our fans and subscribers. Did we feel safe on the trip? Well, I can speak from my personal opinion first. I think that, having ridden a motorcycle so many years in China now, it is easy to kind of forget the dangers. And we always try to be very aware of them. Like we said, riding at night's not a good idea. Being aware to avoid truck roads where there's big barreling trucks that can't slow down.
Yeah.
They don't have very, very good braking systems and things like that. And of course, watching out for traffic, people popping out, call them poppers.
Poppers, yeah.
Mother you.
They come out on the side of the road from these little countryside paths from their
They never
farm
look.
towns.
They will never look.
So for example, if I'm coming this way, they will come out in the middle of the road, but they won't look like this on their scooter. They won't do that. They'll just look like this, and they'll go straight out. So you'll kind of have to avoid them. You lock the brakes. Sometimes you can go off the road.
Yeah.
Little dangers like that. What I'm trying to say is that don't scare me anymore. You just kind of get used to it. You kind of know how to deal with it. But for the road stuff, I would say compared to the south, I felt a little bit safer here in the north driving. There were very aggressive and fast drivers up here in comparison to the south. However, there was a lot less people to have to deal with.
less people.
So you had like areas like Inner Mongolia and stuff where the roads are wide open. You didn't have to worry about a whole lot of traffic. So in that respect, I felt safer on this trip. Now, if I'm going to talk about the actual filming process, I say I felt 10 times less safe filming here in the north in comparison to the south. Even in some of the minority regions that we went to in the south for conquering southern China, we never ran into one issue whatsoever. No cops came to check us.
Yep.
Every time we registered in a hotel, it was totally fine. They weren't used to having foreigners, but there was almost like there was nothing to hide. They didn't care that we were there. Everything was cool. It went smoothly. But this time, just the kind of general feeling in the air. Every time we registered at a hotel, getting rechecked, cops asking you questions, having people in towns alerting police of your presence and saying,
Yes,
they have a drone.
Evil uncles.
Oh, they have cameras.
That's their car. They've got cameras in there. You better go talk to them.
Part of this is because, we are in border regions. We are near, North Korea and Russia and Mongolia and things like this. And there's a lot of stuff we don't know fully. Like, we know China is a different kind of country. Not everything is reported. It's not like, super transparent like Western news and stuff. So we don't actually know why these regions would be so sensitive other than the fact that they're near the borders or there's a military base there. We don't actually know what goes down. So for us, it was almost entering blindly into every town was really building in paranoia for me. And especially towards the end, like we didn't know next if we were going to get our cameras taken or if we're going to get our cards erased or something like this. You actually got this feeling of dread every time you went to a new place and had to register with the police. It was, in that respect, I feel like it was much more dangerous.
So behind me over there is North Korea, and it's stunningly beautiful, and it's something very interesting to see.
Again, very insane to be on the North Korean border right here. You can get even closer over here. It's very quiet. Let's check it out.
When we planned this trip, there were all sorts of things that I just refused to let us do, and certain routes that I refused to let us take. And for instance, the reason the North Korea part kind of went off without a hitch was that when we went to the North Korean border, it was done in a single day. It was done like a blitzkrieg, We went down there, we stabbed down from like 100 k's away, we went down, we filmed, we went straight back up. We didn't stick around, we didn't linger, we probably spent an hour or two down there.
That's not to say the entire region was North Korean minority, by the way. It's just the border part.
The border part, yeah. When we went to the actual North Korean minority area, we stayed in an Airbnb, and we didn't even tell our fixer where we were staying. All right, and that was because I didn't want anybody to know where we were staying. This is the final vlog before we head off. We're going to be stashing this footage along with all the other stuff we've been taking so far here in the hotel, which is about 100 k's away from the border.
That's right. Remember when we just drove through a hail lightning storm and got soaked and were chilled to the bone?
Yeah.
And then the sun came out.
It's nuts.
And it got warm.
It's ridiculous. All our gear is soaked up, boots and our gloves and our riding pants and everything just completely soaked and freezing. But it's nice and sunny outside, which is weird. I'm hoping that all my gear just dries as we drive along in this sunny weather.
Let's show them some of that. Also the view. Welcome to Baishan Jilin.
It's actually quite awful here, to be honest. It looks terrible.
It does look like a really terrible city.
Yeah. I'm a big fan of North Korean beer.
I'm blown away.
Yeah,
I'm absolutely blown away.
I kind of want to learn how to play the accordion now.
North Korea just made the accordion cool.
Yeah,
seriously,
I didn't think it could be.
It's the new electric guitar.
Yeah. No,
awesome.
It's freaking awesome. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed part 2 of the behind the scenes as much as we enjoyed filming it.
If you guys are interested in seeing the entire show, go to vimeo.com/on-demand/conquering China box set. You're going to get everything behind the scenes, all the stuff that was cut out of the show or stuff that we couldn't release for certain reasons.
Yeah, and of course you get to see the show, which is still our most favorite thing we've ever done. So hopefully you get to see it, and we'll catch you in the next one.